What sort of role civil society can play in framing it, not to be captured in the prisoner only of elite level decisions, but what we can do as a community from the bottom up? And maybe first for you, Aram, to develop that theme.
So this is a great question, and I think that it set us in a very pragmatic action item mindset. And when we look forward, and I'm talking about the next couple of weeks and months, but also years, we need to learn from the mistakes of past protests. And I'm going back to this current moment with the protests going on in the streets every week. And even when we look at the Balfour demonstrations, the anti-Netanyahu protests of 2 years ago, there was a failure to absorb political energy. And in organizing theory, community organizing theory, there is something called a vortex moment. There's a tornado of political energy. And it's defined by two conditions. The first one is uncertainty, so the fact that we really don't know what's going to happen next week. And the second thing is the spontaneous eruption of new initiatives. So there's grassroots, but also every day now we see social workers for democracy, nutritionists for democracy, civil studies teachers for democracy. We see this spontaneous emergence of new protest movements. So we are in a vortex moment. And there is this energy, political energy that is being created, but we need to create the political vessels. Because I believe in political parties. I was a member of a couple of them. I believe that political parties are a platform to change reality. But right now, the language of the protest, the atmosphere of the protest, the current reality state of the political parties, they're not going to absorb the energy. They're not even remotely ready to absorb the political energy of the protesters. But the second best is established civil societies. And it is our responsibility to open the doors, to create to maximize the entry points for political energy, but also the technical. I'm talking about WhatsApp groups. I'm talking about digital organizing. I'm talking about opening the doors and not gatekeeping into our movements, into our organizations, to do capacity building, to help the new students for democracy, social workers for democracy, to learn how to organize people, to give them the infrastructure, the know-how, the things that we've been doing for decades in order to build political power. And also to not be threatened by the third best, if we say political parties and then established civil societies, new organizations. There is this scarcity mindset about resources, about MEPA money, about donors, about saying, if I'm going to let the students for democracy steal my thunder, I'm going to have less money next year. We need to get rid of the scarcity mindset and understand that you say there's enough place for everyone, there's enough resources for everyone, especially with MEPA in the picture. There's a potential of an influx, of an inflation of political activism that we need to harness. So our responsibility is to create the WhatsApp group, to go into digital organizing, to go out to the protests and talk to people, to establish an anti-occupation bloc, not just in Tel Aviv and Haifa and Beersheba, but also in Kfar Saba and Hadera and Netanya. And to create the entry points for people to travel from the Save Israel camp to the Fix Israel camp. And no one will do it if not established civil society. We are the only actors that have the opportunity, the resources, and the know-how to do this.
Excellent. Thank you, Aram.